Kevin De Bruyne is the best midfielder the Premier League has ever seen. Man City had a 0% chance of winning this game without Kevin De Bruyne coming on. He changed the very nature of what is one of the hardest games City have played this season. A game that really we would have lost 3 weeks ago. That's the reality. And Liverpool would have had a massive points advantage on City. And now that isn't the case in the Premier League title race. And it's all because of Kevin De Bruyne. That's the reality. This guy's world class. He's Steven Gerrard. He's Zinedine Zidane. He's Kaká. I think he's better than Gerrard. I think he's better than Scholes and Lampard, Beckham. It's a weird role that he plays. He pops up all over the shop. And we've not seen it for so long because of the injury. But the way City got back into this game, it would have been terrifying for Liverpool, because he is the star factor that Liverpool will now be missing, with Mohamed Salah obviously being missing for 4 weeks. For the AFCON, for example, or 2 or 3 weeks. And De Bruyne coming back in, he looked sharp as well. He looked so energetic. He was all over the place, linking up play, and he got City single-handedly back into a winning position, and to get maximum points from being 2-1 down at St. James's Park at half-time. I can't stress how good that is as a result. It's absolutely incredible. Simple as that. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Would really appreciate it. I'll be covering, obviously, the Premier League title race and Spurs Man United tomorrow as well. What do I say? Let's start off with the goals in chronological order, but let me know your comments down below. The most important moments from the game. Give me yours. Bernardo Silva, 26 minutes in. What a beautiful little flick. It was like Bobby Firmino. It was like Jamie Vardy against Germany in that pre-season friendly before we played them in the Euros. We went to the Euros and got smashed by Iceland. Absolutely surreal. Beautiful little finish. But from that point, you're 1-0 up. You don't concede early. And within 8 or 9 minutes, Newcastle got back in the game. City have some real issues in this side. And these are all relative, because obviously City is punching high up the league. Obviously have been for the last 10 years. So when you say Kyle Walker, Kovacic, Bernardo Silva, Ake, who's a 45, 50 million pound centre-back, are issues, obviously you have to take it with a pinch of salt. It's all relative. At the highest levels, the way City controlled the moments of the game was not good enough and was not conducive to winning the titles that Guardiola wants to win this season, which I think he firmly believes City can go on and win close to a treble this season. I think he believes that. I'm not saying we will win a back-to-back treble. Of course not. But does he want to win the Premier League? Yes. Does the City side believe we can win the FA Cup and the Champions League? Yes. Are we going to do it with controlling the game we did the way we did after the Bernardo Silva game? The goal. I don't think so. Kovacic missing today. Bernardo Silva, a little bit light, pops up every now and then. Good, not a bad performance. Kyle Walker left, especially for the second goal. Talk about it in a minute for Newcastle. Anthony Gordon completely exposed. So there's an element of flatness around the City side without the star material of De Bruyne, without the star material of Erling Haaland as well, who is duly needed, by the way, in these kind of games. Alexander Isak does an unbelievable job of cutting the ball on his right, and he bends it around Ortega. Could Ortega do better? Maybe. He's coming in a bit of a panic situation with Ederson getting injured. And that's just the beautiful situation that City are in, that you can be drawing a game 1-1, even losing 2-1, you can get back into the game. Anthony Gordon, the finish was absolutely beautiful. It was the kind of finish where you think he has to be going to the Euros. He believes he can do that at the highest level. He can do it at the highest level. He's been doing it in the Champions League as well this season. And that will be the situation for Gareth Southgate to think about. The finish against Ortega was absolutely exquisite. Absolutely exquisite. And in the second half, you are thinking, like, how are we going to get back in the game? How are we even going to... What are the tactics to kind of get into any kind of possession? Knocking the ball around. It was a little bit flat today. I think Kovacic really guilty of just playing the simple pass, the slow pass. I think he'd be great in Italian football. I don't think he'd be good in the Premier League. He has been good in the Premier League, but he's probably shone in the Champions League. Has he ever shone really in the Premier League? I'm not sure, but he has a lack of cutting edge in midfield. He does, and that has to change unless the formation around him complements him more, where his conservative nature of midfield play is complemented better. Because look at De Bruyne comes on. He has energy. He's not much quicker than Kovacic, but he has energy to drive through midfield, to use his gears, to get all across midfield, spray things around. Kovacic is a different player, but if it's an end of season with just Kovacic and De Bruyne has any more limitations with it, injury and all sorts, then we're going to be in a world of pain, Man City. Let's talk about the Kevin De Bruyne goal. When he takes this, and I said to you all, there's a left-footed player who's going to strike it from that angle. You'd still struggle to get me a player who's left-footed that could bend that in. Let's say Riyad Mahrez, for example, or Ian Robben. From that angle, it'd be very, very hard to beat Dubravka, in my opinion, with a left foot, because Dubravka's already covered that side. For De Bruyne to do that on the inside of his foot, straight and narrow onto Dubravka's right and past him, it was world class. It was caca. It was simple as that. And Newcastle didn't really know how to handle the game at that point. And this is the sign of champions. This is a sign of naivety from Eddie Howe a little bit as well. It's all well and good bombing up and down the pitch and getting themselves into a winning position, which they thoroughly deserve today. When did you see Newcastle put their foot on the ball and really stretch City and just keep the ball? So City had to drop back and just play in the passes a little bit. Eddie Howe has to improve these little moments of play. In between, are we attacking? Are we defending? Are we holding on to a lead? Are we chasing a lead? What are we trying to do? And the transitional moments, Newcastle don't keep the ball well enough. They don't. And it's obviously easy for me to say that now that City have won the game, and Newcastle could have won the game as well. Don't get me wrong. But Newcastle didn't keep the ball well enough. De Bruyne, the finish is world class. Oscar Bob, this kid's special. The ball over. I think is it De Bruyne again? I think it must be De Bruyne again that flips this ball over to him. It's absolutely exceptional. The touch, the little jink around. He kind of flicks it around first like left foot onto his right foot, round Dubravka. It's so naturally gifted. It's incredibly special what Oscar Bob's got. Because the amount of times I saw Raheem Sterling kind of missing those chances, and they're hard chances. Not every Premier League player can do it, but Oscar Bob is very, very, very talented, and he is a real star of this future City setup. So City go 3-2 up in the game. It's been a miraculous result, really, and it leaves City in a beautiful position. It leaves City... where does it leave City? 1 point off? No, 2 points off Liverpool. 2 points off Liverpool, which is a very, very good position to be in. I think we'll beat Liverpool in the game when we got them as well. And I think we'll go into a very, very tight Premier League title running. So very keen to see what you think in the comments down below. Who's your man of the match? And what will Liverpool... If you're Jurgen Klopp sitting there, dunking your rich tea into your biscuit, what are you thinking? What are you thinking with your slippers on? You're sat there, you got your feet up. I'd be petrified. I want Guardiola to limit De Bruyne now. Limit his game time. Give him 15 minutes. A bit like Ruben Diaz had it this time last season. A bit like Ilkay Gundogan's had at points when he was at City. Give these guys... So when De Bruyne's fully playing 90 minutes football, it's only in April or May. That will be a boost like no other in the Premier League title race. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll obviously be covering all the Premier League weekend's action, the big moments anyway. And I'll see you very, very soon.